Hi everybody, I wanted to chat to you a little bit today about stress and some little simple things that we can do to try to control our stress because our stress has a huge impact on everything in our daily life. So thinking about stress that we have, it may be things with maybe job or career or business. There might be financial stress or maybe stress with your health. Maybe there's a condition or sickness or something like that just now that you're experiencing. Physical exercise is a form of stress and digestion is a form of stress on your body as well. Now, um what is helpful to do first of all is think about what it is that you're stressed about and note down a little column on what you can control and a column on what you can't control. So for example, if it's some sickness, you can't control that you're sick, but these are the things that you can control about it. And that can go for everything. Sometimes it just takes a few minutes where you can sit down and think about the controllable and the uncontrollable aspects. And sometimes that can just give you that little bit of time, give you a little bit of headspace to kind of put it into perspective and really see what it is that's causing the stress. And actually, there are things that you can do about that as well. Okay. So, some ways to control your, well, it's not that there's stress in our lives because there's always going to be things that stress us, but it's your stress response that we want to make sure that we are in control of and we can have working optimally for us. And one of the first things you can do is when you feel that you are getting a little bit stressed, then you can do the stop and think method. So you can just stop and think about it. And is it really that stressful, or is there more that you can do to reduce that stress, or is it completely out of your hands? So stopping and thinking gives you that little bit of time rather than that initial reaction to a stress. Then you're thinking about it more, so you're learning to respond a little bit better to it rather than reacting to it. Okay, so stopping and thinking about it. And then let's talk about being a wee bit more mindful about it and think, why is this happening and what can I actually do about this? So you're taking that time to stop and think, but then you're being mindful, you're being in the moment and not letting that stress go to, oh, but what if this happens? Or, oh, yeah, I remember when that happened. Try to stay mindful in the moment as opposed to going backwards to thinking about what had happened previously, maybe in a similar situation, or what's because you can't control what's happened previously, you can't control what's coming ahead. So staying in the present moment is going to be beneficial. One of the daily things that can really help with stress control is daily gratitude. Now, writing out a few things each day that you are thankful for. I do this twice a day now. And what it does is it just brings to your mind those things that make you happy. And then the things that are not making us happy or causing stress are more diluted when we start to bring in those happier, more grateful moments in our life. So it has such a positive impact. So I would definitely recommend doing daily gratitude, where you write down maybe 3 things to 5 things that you're thankful for that day. Maybe doing it in the morning when you wake up, or maybe in the evening time when you're going to bed, or it could be something that you do just to wind down at some point in your day after lunch or something like that. A brain dump is something else that's really helpful. So basically just writing out everything that's in your mind. This can be particularly helpful if you struggle at night time. So maybe getting off to sleep. So yeah, I would put that in place to say, right, well, let's just dump everything down on paper, because what happens is 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm waking up and I start thinking a bit more. So maybe putting into into practice is that you do a brain dump. And again, I do this in the morning. I don't have to do it as much at night time now. I used to do it at night time, but I found that maybe just doing it in the morning is good enough for me. Everybody is. Everybody is different. Um, the other thing could be clearing something out. So like that downstairs cupboard, or that glove compartment in your car, or something in your house, or your bag, or something like that. It can really, really help to just to give you a bit more clarity, clear your mind, and let you think a little bit more straight, which sometimes when we're stressed, we can't do. So when you just say, right, I'm going to clear out my purse, I'm going to clear out my bag, I'm going to clear out that cupboard, it can have a really, really good effect, okay? And then the last thing I want to say was just doing some deep breathing, maybe a little bit of yoga or mobility or some trigger point Pilates can really have a positive impact on your stress levels as well. Okay, so reducing stress is going to have a huge knock-on effect into your hormones. So when your cortisol, your stress hormones are elevated, then a lot of other hormones are sort of down-regulated, and it has a massive impact. So one of the first things if you are in perimenopause or postmenopause would be stress. Get your stress response. It's not that you can, as I say, it's not that you can change the stresses that come into your life, but you can change. You are in control of how you respond to those stresses. So taking that on board and doing that to help you. All right. I hope you find that helpful.